So if you have an action cam, doesn't make any sense if you don't have good mounting points. It takes away the whole point of an action cam. So currently right now, I do not have a head strap or headband for these action cams, and I'm gonna bring you guys to my favorite camera shop and let's go get ourselves a good head strap. Yeah, follow along. So yeah, bad news, they don't sell any action cam related materials. But I just want to show you guys around. Instead of coming here for the mount, I ended up buying lighting equipment, and yeah, that's just how it is when you end up going to a camera shop. Hey guys, welcome back to Tech360.tv. I kind of messed up here because I already had to give back the camera. But if you happen to watch our best of cameras of 2022 in the best action cam category, I didn't include this DJI Osmo Action as an honorable mention on the basis which I would like to cover in this video instead. So in short, is it a good action cam? Well, an alternative to the GoPro and Insta360 One RS? Well, the answer to that is yes, but it does falter so slightly from the other two, provided that all three cameras do have a unique stance for representing themselves for their own brand. But I personally think DJI was very close to having me choose this over the GoPro or the One RS. Well, according to the way it's designed, I'm still a little confused about whether this is following up from their Action 2, because if I remember correctly, that was built on a whole different approach, representing something more modular, and I've got to admit, I was more enthused seeing the Action 2 than this familiar design of their first Osmo Action. But again, I could be completely mistaking it for a complete separate action cam lineup, and probably a sign for DJI to name things, well, just name things a little differently next time, man. It's so hard. Either way, my guess is that they decided to ditch the modularity aspect due to overheating issues and pretty much stuck to the older design and played it a little safe to meet the standards of a proper action cam. But again, I could be completely wrong as they left out the word Osmo in that model. So yeah, nonetheless, DJI claims this will be resistant up to -20 degrees Celsius and waterproof up to 16 meters. I mean, I imagine if anybody were planning to use this at -20, fiddling around with gloves could be a little cumbersome. It does, however, come with a front 1.4-inch touchscreen, and I think it's just a trend now for these action cams to come with dual screens. And I'm glad they do, because in any case you plan to use this as a quick and less intrusive way to vlog or simply monitor your framing, then yeah, I welcome it very much. But as a unique selling point to this Osmo Action 3 is the quick release mounts, which lets you set it to horizontal mode or vertical mode thanks to this protective case, which acts as another layer of drop protection, but also houses the second magnetic mounting point, which I think it's playing very well into DJI's ecosystem to their DJI Mimo app. Well, for quick shares from camera straight to your phone, knowing how everything's shot vertically is just the in thing now. Well, I personally don't like vertical videos, but hey, you gotta give the people what they want, right? Okay, finally I have a POV, and I guess let's do some POV stuff. As for the camera itself, it has a field of view of 155 degrees and a 12 megapixel f2.8 1.17 inch sensor. And I've always thought it would perform better than the One RS, which came with a 48 megapixel sensor, comparing to the Hero 11 that came with a 27. Considering that lower megapixel counts helps absorbing more light, but doesn't seem to match the numbers from these examples of me horrendously placing the cam at an incorrect angle driving yet again on the track. So in the end, I just ended up capturing the track more than any of the racing action. Okay, since yesterday's night at the track, I kind of placed it on top here. And that's why the result of the footage indoors was, well, basically like I didn't capture any of the kart. And it looked more like a drone footage more than an action cam. So I've fit it on the left side here, and let's go out to the outdoor track and see what kind of shots we get with that. So one of the main things that I have been very impressed about this Action 3 is the mics. As far as I know, action cams don't really come with good mics, but they have improved significantly over the last few years. And the GoPro Hero 11 Black that I tried in the last video, that has made some big improvements. But if I were to compare it to the Insta360 One RS, yeah, the mics are really sound a bit tinny in that one compared to this Action 3, and it does sound much fuller, especially when I'm looking back at the footage I took at the go-kart track and currently myself talking right now. So if you were to consider using this as a vlogging tool, you might consider it because of that audio. And yeah, cool, right? But I personally think the battery life of the Osmo Action 3 is far superior, as DJI claims to run up to 2.5 hours, which they call extreme battery, while also supporting fast charging, which gets you up to 80% under 20 minutes. Now you could opt for just the camera itself, that's priced at $329, or you could opt for the Adventure Combo, which includes 2 extreme batteries, a rechargeable battery case, and a very long 1.5 meter extension rod, all at the price of $429. So yeah, $100 extra, but I think getting the charging battery case alone would be something you want with action cams, just because you burn through it fast enough despite the 2.5 hour running time. Sometimes having extra batteries is just something you need, and having it charged up while swapping out with another will be worth the few extra bucks. So tying things back to the stuff I said earlier about why I considered the Osmo Action 3 to essentially take third place when compared to the Hero 11 Black and One RS, is the fact that yes, GoPro were the pioneers for action cams in general, dating back all the way to the early 2000s and a 20-year accumulation of research and development. So yeah, without a doubt, they'd be the one to beat. But surprisingly, Insta360s have been just purely innovative in the way they've made their cameras lately, and it challenges the status quo for what's possible. Yeah, it has its own pros and cons just like every other camera does, but they didn't just make bold moves, they also had results to back it up. I could go on comparing all of them together, but I don't want to take away how the Osmo Action 3 is still a great action cam, especially with all the extras you get if you buy the Adventure Combo, of course, which comes with everything you could possibly need for, well, for your adventure. And I think that's what action cams are meant to be. So go out there and have fun. Play. Just like I did in this video. It's too bad I didn't have the cam with me. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. But I hope this review was sufficient enough information for you. Okay, I'm talking too much now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.